Good morning, Illini. Welcome back to Healthy Illini Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Schrock. We're glad you're here with us. We are full swing into the semester. We've actually moved past Halloween, which is kind of always feels like a halfway point that things get real after Halloween when you're talking about exams and midterms and finals and all those kinds of things. But our thoughts have also usually turned towards Thanksgiving and fall break, which also leads towards the food of Thanksgiving if you're in my household. And so we want to talk a little bit about today about some resources here on campus that do revolve around food and our students. And so we're excited you're here for this conversation. Today, I'm joined with a couple people from Campus Rec, and I'm excited to have them here. We have Rachel Yang, and Rachel Yang is the Assistant Director for Food Security with Campus Rec. Rachel, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And also joined by Bridget Hagedorn. She is the Grad Assistant for the Food Assistance and Wellbeing Program. And Bridget, thanks for joining us.
Hi, thank you so much. Happy to be here.
So today we're actually revisiting a topic that we talked about on this program before. If you go back to March of 22 in our first few episodes, you'll find that we had an episode that was centered on food insecurity and nutrition security. That's actually the name of it. And there we talked about the importance of the availability of not just nutritionally adequate food, but culturally appropriate food as well, and how it can assist students on our campus and the opportunities they have there. And one of the main resources we discussed in that conversation was the Food Assistance and Wellbeing Program here at the University of Illinois. So if you haven't listened to it, I really suggest you check it out. That it's episode 33. Again, it's called Food Insecurity to Nutrition Security. It was March of 22. You can find it in our archive. And so you can go back and listen to that. It was really a really powerful conversation. So I encourage you to do that. But for anybody who is listening now who isn't familiar with the Food Assistance and Wellbeing Program, let's just start there. If you would just kind of give a real brief background and kind of share what that program is.
Yeah, absolutely. I can take that. So our program is essentially a confidential, stigma-free resource, specifically a supplemental food assistance program for the students here on campus. It's a completely free resource. A lot of people don't really know that about us, but it's completely free. All you really need is just to bring your iCard. If you're a new patron, we'll just go ahead and register you in our system. If you're returning, obviously, you just bring your iCard every week and we sign you in, and you're more than welcome to shop the pantry.
And so one of the things with the options we have on this campus, we have so many resources that are available, and you hear about them, but if you don't hear about them at a time when you need them, you kind of forget about it. And so I know that people have heard about the things that, the units have to offer, especially with the Food Assistance and Wellbeing Program, but often it's during that welcome week, that first few weeks when you're not thinking about it. You're thinking about classes, you're thinking about social, you're thinking about where you're living, all these things. You're not worried about necessarily where food's coming from. And now as you start to get in the semester, your budget's getting a little tighter, you're learning how to budget. Now it's like, oh, what do I do? And so this is a great resource for that. And it's not a new resource. The program itself is not new, and you see a lot of students already. So would you share about how many students, kind of give an idea of how many students come through your program on the regular?
Yes, for sure. So currently we serve around 45 to 50 patrons per opening, so per day. We currently operate twice a week, so Tuesday 1 to 4, Saturday 2 to 5. And so average, we're around 100 patrons. And this semester we also start new programs called Cersei Locker program, so that allow people to place an online order, and they will be able to pick up their order at another location that's also owned by Campus Rec. So it offer another method for us to expand our service to touch more students that also in need of food. And then we also notice a different demographic we're serving by collecting certain information like their demographic, like say ethnicity, the year in school. So that way we can continue to serve as many students as possible.
I do want to come back and talk about the online ordering and the lockers and things like that. But before we do, Bridget, you mentioned it's stigma free. And what I want to highlight on that, because I remember from the previous conversation, is that you're not asked why you're coming to get it. You might get the demographic information, but it's not like, are you here and you have to say, I don't have anything to eat at home, or my budget's really tight. It's just simply, hey, we have a resource, come on and come get it. And so that makes it easier because you can come from a multitude of reasons and no one knows what it is. It's just a matter you come in and get it and get what you need and then go.
Yeah, exactly. I would say that it's really we don't really ask questions about their reasoning for coming. You can be of all different types of backgrounds, socioeconomic status, race, religion. Like we don't ask that, and we think it's really important that that's an aspect that remains private. And it really helps to, I'd say, help really make sure patrons who come in really feel comfortable in our space. And we're always open to comments. If patrons come in having any feedback, we're always open to continuously improving our program based off of, their backgrounds. So, yeah.
So let's talk about the program itself, because we've given a little background on it, and obviously we had the conversation in March of 22. So it's an established program. It's been a couple of years at least, that's going on. But I know that you are all working really hard to expand the program and find efficient ways and responsible ways to serve more students and go. And so a couple things that I know that you have that I want to make sure people are aware of and hear about are the mobile food pantries and also some refrigerated lockers. These are new developments that are going on. So would you talk about a little bit about what they are and kind of how they function and how students could find more information?
Yes, for sure. So for mobile food pantry, I just started last year around this time. So over a year ago, we started just because during break period, let's say fall and winter break, ARC gets closed. So in order to continue to serve the student that's still on campus, we decided to launch mobile pantry that's out at CERC that allows students to choose from a variety of different non-perishable goods, and then they can just pick up, they'll come in, and then actually we serve over 40 patrons during that specific mobile pantry. We launched about 3 since last year, like during the break period, and we're surprised by the number because we didn't know there were that many students on campus still in need, and then because of that experience, that actually leads us to thinking about how we can continue operate our system, just because we're currently at max capacity at the ARC pantry due to like the limited storage and the staff we have. So we started to explore different options besides like mobile pantry. We really want to incorporate that perishable refrigerated items as an option that people can choose from. So that's why we decided to pursue that temperature control locker that allow people to choose items like say dairy and meat, and then they can also pick up based on their convenience.
And where are those lockers at?
CERC. It's kind of really close to McKinley, actually. It's a 5-minute walk away.
Yeah, right by Allen Hall on Gregory and kind of Goodwin-ish.
Yeah.
Well, which is great because, our campus is big, and it's a walkable campus, but depending where you're walking to and from, it's a long walk sometimes,
Yes.
And when we're talking about, especially in the winter months, if the weather's bad, that's a rough walk. I mean, walking from one side of campus to the other can be really just daunting. And so the decision, sometimes you make the decision of, do I want to go out for this or am I not going to? And if it's something that you might feel a little uncomfortable with doing or unsure about, you're going to end up not doing it. So having that other place that's here on this end of campus as opposed to the ARC, I think is a wonderful thing. It's a fantastic thing, especially, we got residence halls on this side, there's so many benefits to this.
Exactly. I would also just want to say too is that we've been seeing from our CERC, our data is that a lot of people who are using the service don't actually go to the physical ARC pantry. So we're reaching people way beyond the people who are coming physically to the ARC. And so whether that's because our marketing is better or because there is really a bigger need for those food resources. So we've been seeing that, and it's been a really great kind of result that we've been seeing so far.
For sure. And I think also adding another layer of like anonymity, just because when you are at the ARC, we usually have a line right before we open. So some people might not feel comfortable waiting in line, but having placed an order in advance, you just pick up based on your own convenience. There's another layer like discreetness that some people might feel more comfortable if they are in need of food, and then that would be a great resource for them as well.
And I know that that doing this program and expanding it wasn't an easy thing for you because we all have limited resources. We have limited budgets, we have limited staff. We can't do everything. And students always come, well, we'd love you to do this. I would love to do this. And I know if you could, you'd put a refrigerated locker in every residence hall. I mean, but finding that balance. And so, have you found that this is something that that has been extremely viable for the resources that you have, and you found that it actually has helped you not just serve more students, but do so in an efficient manner.
Yeah, I mean, I'll actually hand that question off to Rachel, just because she has been here for a couple of years and she was the one that really got this program off of the ground. Rachel, if you want to.
Yeah, so I would say when we decided to pursue that refrigerator lockers, first thing is budget. So fortunately, we have that support fund through Illinois Advancement that allow us to project that set of locker and so the online ordering software. And because of that, our directors say yes to our request regarding the setup and the infrastructure of the lockers. And then during that time, also trying to calculate to make sure that our grad assistant will have enough hours to, like, say, pack the bags and like getting in additional food from the food bank. So that's all within the limit. They can work up to like 20 hours per week. So that allows us to continue doing that. And because of that, we decided to continue with our decision of purchasing that set of lockers because of how we can make sure that they have enough. We are, like, say, operating a sustainable and growing the program in a sustainable way. Yeah.
I asked that question for two reasons. One, because I wanted to highlight and acknowledge the work that you've done, and acknowledge that it wasn't an easy thing. It takes effort, and you've done a great job with it. The second thing is to kind of show listeners and anybody who's listening that when we say we care about our students, we care about our students. And this is you didn't have to do this. You didn't have to expand. You didn't have to try and find other new avenues and all the work that goes into it. But people who work here want to help students. People who are here, we care about our students. We want to invest in their lives, and this is just another avenue. And so if you are listening and you're like, man, I don't know, hey, ask a question. We want to help. Come talk to somebody because we want to help put you in a position to succeed. This is not any sort of standing up and watching, who's coming now. It's hey, we get to talk to somebody now, and we get to be a part of this. And so if you're listening to this, get the information, ask the questions about this program because it's here to help you. So that segues into you mentioned the online ordering. Mm-hmm. So the question is, somebody's listening, they're like, this sounds really cool. I could use this. This is a game changer for me. But how do I do it? So how do they connect? How do they place the order? How does it even function?
Yeah. So what I would recommend is that the student, if they're interested in that particular program, doing the CERC pickup, they go on our website. So that is going to be the Campus Rec Food Assistance and Wellbeing Program website. And
we'll put that in the bio. Just if you're listening, we'll put a link there so you can just click on that and go.
Perfect. And then from there, they just scroll down. We actually have a link to our ordering system. It's called Pantry Soft. So from there, they click the link. They make an account. It doesn't ask too many questions. Just name. What else, Rachel? Like
demographic information, but you have the option if you don't want to answer, that's totally fine. And then it's linked to your university net ID, so you don't have to create a separate account. You just log in with your net ID and password credential.
Yeah, and then from there, then it kind of opens you up to the website, and based off of what we get from the food bank every week, it's going to be a completely different selection, but we always try and make sure to have a selection of dairy products, meat products, some vegetarian or vegan products, obviously. What else? Like, we'd like to have like snack foods, breakfast foods, grains, so bread, tortillas, it really, obviously, it will range every week, but we try to have those basics. And from there, let's see, basically what the student should do is they will pick their food items based off of the limits that we have. So each category will have a certain limit, and that's just to make sure that we can serve everybody who is ordering. And then from there, you add to your cart and you check out. And then you will get an email once we've actually packed and put your order into the locker. And then you just use a QR code that is going to be in the email that we send you. And you scan it, and then the right locker just pops right on open. And it's super easy, super simple. We haven't had any issues.
Never have a lot of issue. And then one thing I think a lot of question we got when we first started, it's people wondering when does the reservation time frame open? Mm-hmm. So usually it's a day before, let's say, our currently operating schedule. It's Monday 4 to 6 p.m. That's when they pick up, and Wednesday as well. So if they want to schedule for a Monday pickup, that's like Sunday at 12 a.m. That's when they can start ordering. So I think there was some confusion around that. But once we explained to them and making sure that on our website, when they log into the Pantry Soft system, they can see that confusion has been resolved.
Yeah.
So Monday and Wednesdays are the pickup days.
Yes, from 4 to 6 p.m.
Yeah.
And then I just want to clarify to make sure I have it right because I was listening because this was new information to me. So you can order starting on Sunday for a Monday pickup. So you wouldn't be able to order on a Saturday if you enter the program. There's nothing there. You can't access it. You have to wait until the day before.
Yep, correct.
Very good. Is there so just in case somebody's listening, pickups from 4 to 6. Right. Let's say they don't make it by 6 o'clock. Do they have any option, or is it just have to go the next time it opens?
Yeah. So actually, we put 4 to 6, but the locker, the minimum time frame that we call it expiration. So that's when you cannot access the locker. It's 24 hours. So that also means even though we say 4 to 6, but technically they have till the midnight of Monday to pick up. Yeah, but we still encourage them to pick up within that time frame just because they have perishable goods, even though that's refrigerated lockers. But like say if they order frozen meat, we don't want it to be like thawing in the temperature control locker. So we still encourage them to pick up as soon as we drop them off. Yeah.
Very cool. I'm sitting here, just things running through my head because I think it's such a cool program. It's just such a wonderful program. And, we were talking before off air, my daughter's at a different university in Minnesota. And I'm like, man, I wish they had this program. Because she's constantly trying to figure out when she's going to go get with her schedule, when she's going to be able to go get something, or, when she can get to the store and things like that. So this is really cool. This is just, I'm really impressed with this program. I think it's fantastic. And I hope people take advantage of it. And if even if they don't make use of it, that they tell other people who might need to make use and just spread the word. That's a big part of it. Yeah. So because it does take staff, it does take bodies to make these things happen. We've talked about what the program is if somebody needs to use it to get food or to get items, things like that. But what if somebody wants to get involved and help? They're like, you know what, I'm not in need of this, but I think it's a great program. I'm going to be a part of it. How would they go about finding out more information? Are there opportunities available? What would they do if they wanted to be involved in it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first off, we love our volunteers. Currently, we have about, I would say, 24 volunteers and counting. We typically, based off of the pantry needs, we typically accept a good amount of volunteers throughout the semester. Currently, we're looking for more volunteers for the spring semester specifically. With this new addition of the Cersei locker, we do have a lot of increased needs in terms of what do we need to do to actually make these lockers happen on a day-to-day level. So if, someone is interested in volunteering, we definitely would encourage them. Again, go on our website. We have a volunteering application form. Once they fill that out, it's just going to ask them a few questions. Why do they want to volunteer? What does their schedule look like? And so once they actually submit that, then that will go right to Rachel and I, as well as our other graduate assistant. And then we will actually, ask a few more questions and then hopefully accept them into the program. So, yeah.
Yeah. And then another couple of ways that I feel like, say, community, faculty, and staff want to get involved is through our food drive or other type of donation drive. Like I said, McKinley always has an annual drive for us to donate to our pantry during the holiday season. That include not just food, but also items such as winter accessory to help the students. We also work with the Department of Food Science and Human Nutrition. One of the professors really help us to connect the student, engage with student by encouraging them to host food drive or donate to our pantry to earn extra credit. So that's another way to get involved too. And then also we have the support fund as always. If you monetary donations, one of the most, I would say, straightforward ways to help us to allow us to purchase not just the lockers, but as simple as supplementing resources like say meat and produce when we cannot get enough from the food bank.
Again, if you have questions about this, contact them. If you want to host a food drive, you want to volunteer, anything like that. Somebody's listening, and I know your options change week to week, but from a cultural standpoint, how do you go about with the trying to make sure you have culturally appropriate food, or like how do you address that through the food banks? Do you find that that's something that is difficult for you, or is it fairly easy that you can have all those options for students?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I mean, I would just say it really depends. It really depends on the week. We typically see, so the food bank that we partner with, Eastern Illinois Food Bank, so they always will have a really great variety of foods. I will say sometimes they don't have as many culturally appropriate foods as we would like. So for example, we get a large amount of international students who may not eat certain types of meat. And so our kind of current, what we're working on now is to really increase those alternative meat options. And so that's, again, that's where that Illinois Advancement Fund really, really helps, is that we can now go to other distributors and get those kinds of meat to better serve that population that are coming to the pantry.
And again, it's about trying to expand and find the responsible ways to use the budgets you have and use resources and things like that. But you're always trying to go a little bit above, a little bit beyond,
Yes.
and exceed expectations and things like that. So that's a fantastic part of the aspect. Well, I just wanted to say thank you for you both coming in today and sharing about this. It really is. It's a fantastic program. I could not be more excited about it, and I hope people hear about it, because it's something that for somebody who is in a position where they're concerned and they're just not sure, you just don't know where to go. You don't know what to do, especially an international student where you're not familiar with so many things about the culture in the area. This is just such a huge resource that can take some of that stress away, some of that anxiety, and give some peace of mind. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for being here and for sharing with us on the program today.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
We are blessed to be part of a huge university that has so many resources and has so many options for students that they can utilize, whether it's a need or just a little bit extra help here or there. And the Food Assistance and Wellbeing program is another one of those. And it's one that a lot of students probably don't think about or don't even talk about because they don't know about it. But it's such an amazing program, and it's something that can help in so many ways, big and small, whatever situation may be. And so if you have questions about it, if you're unsure about it, contact the program through the Campus Rec website. Ask us here at McKinley. We'll send you in the right direction. Healthy Illini, we'd love to have the conversation with you to help you find the resources you need. Get on the website, try out the online ordering, see what you find. See how it can help you, because it's just another resource to help you during a period in your life when you're trying to figure out a lot of things and you're trying to navigate a lot of new situations. And it's just another little extra help that can get you where you need to go, and do so with the peace of mind that you are cared for and you are taken care of. But thank you for joining us today. You're on a personal journey no matter where you are in it. You are important and you matter. Your health and wellness are important and matter, and we're here to keep you well to excel. So go have a great week, Illini. Let us know how you're doing, and we'll catch you next time on Healthy Illini.